pro-lifers, what changed your mind on abortions? 1. I grew up in a religious household where sexual relationships before marriage were considered a sin and abortions were considered murder. A friend of mine dated an abusive asshole and she got pregnant. We were all in college at the time and she didn't have enough money nor support to raise the kid. Her parents were extremely angry and refused to speak with her because she ruined her life. We became roommates because I saw she needed a place to stay. Until then, I'd always thought of women who got abortion as cruel. But I saw how helpless she was and how torn she was about the whole thing. After a few weeks of hospital visits, she realized that she didn't have any other choice because of her financial instability. And she also felt like she wasn't mature or ready enough to give birth to and raise another human being while she was still getting over the trauma of a relationship, and she was afraid of messing up an innocent kid's life, so she got an abortion. After seeing all that happen, I realized that abortion wasn't just people fucking around and then murdering an innocent child. It was when people were in situations where they knew they weren't ready for a child. 2. When I was younger, I was assaulted by a family friend. I wasn't pregnant, but when I had to get the test, the lady told me, if anything goes wrong, my sister works at Planned Parenthood. She was a very sweet woman, but at that time I was like, I would never abort a child. I remember genuinely shaking and crying before I had to take the test because it reminded me of what happened. I was negative, but the fear of having to raise the child that was forcibly put into me made me genuinely sick to my stomach. 3. I was raised with a religious pro-life outlook, and to believe all who had abortions were just devastated for the rest of their lives, that they didn't comprehend the gravity of what they had done until it was too late. Then I went to college and met someone in a women's studies class who shared she had had an abortion while married to a man nobody knew was abusive. I realized I had been misled about the realities of why people have abortions. When I suffered an assault a year later, I knew what choice I would make if it came down to it, and I was grateful to know I would have had a choice in that scenario. Working with homeless adults and at-risk teens, social work really solidified that for me. When you see abused and neglected kids and you know the parent didn't want any of those babies but has them because they were pressured out of an abortion. Children should not be punishment or accountability lessons. They should be wanted and loved.